You got to. All right, guys. So, anything that looks wrong in the grade sheet summary, let me know at the end of class. Or you can wait until I get the spreadsheet in here. We can change it. All right. So now it's wide open. I had a question about how to graph inequality stuff, like a number 4.
Yeah, we just run through
4C is nifty. Let's do 4H first, and then we'll go back and do 4C. And actually, I'll just do one like it because I got the answer key right here. So,
Zang.
you can do it, Jeff. I think I'm probably making that come out too weird.
This is one you just made up?
Yep.
Okay.
So what's the only difference between solving inequalities and equations? What's the one thing you have to be careful about?
It's when you're like divided by negative.
Divided or multiplied by a
Negative.
negative.
Because then you gotta flip it, right?
Because then the sign's got to flip. Like it. Other than that, it's the same as always. So the first thing I would do here is distribute. Then I
Add
4x plus
yeah.
5. What's the next one? 4. I like it. Hey, how?
Minus
And then
5. Subtract 5.
subtract x, subtract 5 at the same time. Why not? Divide by 3.
I don't know why this.
Do I switch the sign?
No.
No, because I divided by positive 3. I didn't divide by negative. So x less than -3. Yep. Then I can draw the number line. So when I say graph, I mean put this sucker on the number line. Which way will I shade? The way that the arrow is pointing, right?
Yeah, that one.
And what symbol, here's the neat thing, what symbol is going to go on the -3?
The half moon, the open thing.
Parentheses. How many?
Right. And then you do the bracket if it's got the little line on the bottom.
Yeah, if it's got a line, you make a line.
Right.
Right? Don't have a line?
No line.
Curve it.
Coming.
Now, let me stop. Some of this stuff I know. It was 10 weeks ago maybe we did something. Everybody cool, semi-cool with what's happening? So solving it is just like an equation. I have to flip the sign if I multiply or divide by a negative, because that changes the side of 0 it's on, so it changes which one's bigger, which one's smaller. That's nice. Graphing it, just the number line. Shade the right way, put the right symbol. Now, how do I put this in interval notation? What's the smallest number it could be? Yeah, from negative infinity up to -3, and then I just put a same symbol.
Oh yeah.
So the interval just gives me a really quick answer. It's all the numbers from infinitely down up to -3. So everything below -3. Now, what happens on 4C? I don't know if anybody tried 4C out on the practice funnel. We catch up with everybody here. Look at 4C real quick if you haven't looked at it yet.
Close. It's a lot of negatives. Move on.
That's everybody, right? So the weird thing that happens on 4C, pick it up, Jeff. There you go, buddy. So I'm going to kind of cut to the chase here because we definitely should know how to solve equations. Same kind of thing's going to happen here. But what is weird, they call that just distribute, right? 2x minus 4x is
-2x.
negative 2x. Greater than negative 2x, 8 minus 2. Get your x's together, what happens? Yeah, they kill each other. So I love how you guys, you hate algebra, you hate variables, but when it's going to die, you try to save it. It got you x, but let it die. Right? We're compassionate state. We right to die. Die. 12 greater than 6. That's where I end up. So it's exactly the same reasoning. If I got 7 equals 7 at the end of solving an equation, what does that mean? I didn't check it. I got 7 equals 7 after solving the equation. Does that mean the answer is 7? You guys remember?
Come on now.
Thank you, Spencer. All right. Before we talk about that, we better freaking remember. So if I had x plus 2 equals, what you got? Well, let's say 2x plus 2 equals 2x plus 4. 2x plus 4 equals 2x plus 4. The x's cancel. I get 4 equals 4. What would the answer be? All real numbers.
All real numbers.
Why? Because that is always true. All right. Same thing. Is 12 greater than 6 ever not true? Every third Wednesday. No. Always true. So the solution is
Always.
all real numbers.
All real numbers. That's right.
It's in the x's. I love this idea. The x's disappear, so it's independent of x. Doesn't matter what x is. This is always true. It's exactly the same way we got to this being. Now, if it would have said 12 less than 6, no solution. This is just all real numbers.
Heck yeah.
And if you want to, I mean, that's all you really like to say, but if you want to graph it, you shade every damn thing. And the interval notation would just never stop. Negative infinity to infinity. Wow. But if you just put all real numbers on that kind of problem, that's fine. It's kind of silly to do those. Is that all right? You guys all right? Okay. What else do you want to focus on?
This is probably silly, but the word problem with the where he gives you the area,
Oh, yeah.
and then I
That
don't
one
know why.
just
I was
gives us-
struggling with that. But I don't know why.
The numbers are gross, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 261 square meters.
Telling me to do that. So that's the.
It's 2B.
Where'd you go to? Or not? You gotta say that. So the length of a certain rectangle is 2 more than 3 times the width. So what am I going to call this?
X. Just X, right?
We call it W or X, it doesn't matter. And then the length is
3
let's
times
say,
plus 2.
2 more than 3 times that. So, yeah. I like it. Stop for a minute.
And then the area is 261.
Yeah, so how do you get the area from this picture?
Multiply the length.
Yeah. And we know that's supposed to be, what was it, 261?
Yeah.
And then, what do you do?
Should we?
Why is this wrong? W equals 261 or 3W equals 2 equals 261. Let's get somebody to do that. That only works if that is
Yeah.
0. Right? I can't say that both factors equal that unless it's 0 because it's the only number that I know for sure something's got to happen. How many ways is it make 261? An infinite number of ways. Shit. So then I have to undo this factoring and suck the 261 over.
Was the 261 already given?
Yes. You have a practice file? Yes, no? Do you need one? Do we have one? I should have answered that first question. Here we go. I got 2 left. Anybody else need to practice final? 7 months, okay. So if you distribute this, and subtract the 261 over, why would I do that? Let me stop right here. What part of that equation tells me I want to get it equal to 0? If that wasn't there, what would you do to solve it? Divide by 2. Why is that being there to make it harder? Because can I get these two together?
No.
Are they like terms? No. So I can't get all my variables together.
Yep.
So therefore I need a new way to solve it. So I know I have to get it equal to 0 because then I can factor, set each thing equal to 0. So when you see a higher power on your variable, you got to equal to 0 or drank my tequila earlier. 3W squared. 3W. Now you get. Now this is where it gets fun.
Yeah. This looks yummy.
I don't think you know with friends. This is fun. So how do I factor that? Is everybody cool with the fact that I need to factor this?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it has a higher power than 1, it equals your factor, so I can set each factor equal to 0. What kind of factoring is this? Besides gross. Is the first number is a 3, so then I have to 3 times negative 261. What is it, negative 783?
Yeah, that's right. That's what I got in my head. I'm just kidding.
And that's where some of you guys are just going to kind of give up. But you know, what's nice about this problem, and this is why I need 2 numbers that do what?
Multiply by that.
Multiply that. Add the 2. All right, that's the easy freaking thing to get done, right? What's true about the 2 numbers? Are they the same sign? They have to multiply by negative, so they have to be opposite signs, and they have to be 2 apart. All right, give me 2 numbers that are 2 apart. Anyway.
15 and 12.
Who is it?
15 and 13.
15 and 13, kick ass. What's 15 times 13?
Oh, calculator. Calculator?
Lord knows. 90, yeah, what is it, 195?
That's it.
195, oh shit. So I gotta step, let's step it up. Now watch, I really want you guys to understand the steps I'm going through on this. I just picked, why is this okay for this? Because if the 13 is negative, they make 2. But do they do the other thing they're supposed to do? No. So screw them. But I know that that was too little. Step it up. Maybe if I step it up by 10, 25 times negative 23. Right, see there's still 2. I made it a lot bigger because I was way the shit off. But what's 25 times 23?
575.
575? Getting closer.
26 and 28? That's not gonna get 3 though.
I'm still like a couple hundred below where I need to be, right?
Yeah.
So let's do, I'm going to purposely, what's 30 times, what has to go here?
28.
Huh?
32.
20.
Negative 32.
28.
28.
Or 28, yeah.
And 30 times 28
No.
is a little too much, right?
29, 27.
I don't know, I'm not.
Uh,
How is it?
29, 27.
No. What is 30 times negative 20? I
Okay.
appreciate that you got the answer, but I want to show everybody why.
Okay.
It's like 840.
600, 780,
840.
800.
You knew it all.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
just
feel like
28 times 3 and
Yeah.
then add a 0, dog.
Yeah, add a 0, yeah. So now watch. That was way too little. So we stepped this up. Ah, still too little. Shit. So we stepped this up. Whoa, it's overshot. So now I know the answers in between there. So yeah, 29 and 27. Sure enough.
Equals negative 73.
Yeah.
Alright. And it adds with 2.
You take 1 from 30 and 2 from...
Because I need the 2 numbers
Somehow
to
it's
be
gonna have
2
a problem.
apart.
Yeah.
Cool.
This is
So then
crazy.
any 2 numbers that are 2 apart, I try them, I see how far off I am, and then I adjust. That's a much easier process to go through than listing all the factors of 783. Shit.
Yeah.
Right? We all know the 29 to 27, man. No, we don't. I don't even know that shit. So what do I do with those 2 numbers now?
You gotta do the surefire.
Yeah. Leave this guy alone. What would I put first here?
29.
No. I would put minus 27
Oh, cause 3? Or no?
because it's negative.
Yeah.
Much better have a negative here than in the middle, right? That's where negatives can mess you up. If you don't remember that, it doesn't matter. It's still going to work. Just a little suggestion. And now you group that sucker. Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
Remember, this is a physical problem. So if you get a negative answer,
It's wrong.
right? If you keep a negative, I want you to build me a shed that's negative 8 feet by negative 4 feet, and then I'll look at it through a very safe telescope, because I'm the worst. Probably with my good eye.
Build it into the ground.
Huh?
Build it into the ground, that's not good. Can we do 1H with the synthetic in the
Oh,
long
yeah.
division?
You don't remember the synthetic?
Oh yeah, let's do that, because
Dude, I forgot literally
the long
everything.
division, I didn't give myself enough room, so I said
Starting,
in
Yeah, that was
class.
tough.
starting with
Yeah.
Monday, I've forgotten everything we learned.
I said do both. So if you don't do both, you're losing points.
Did I? No.
Did you hit your head too much?
I just woke up this whole week I've been waking up at like 5 a.m.
Just like fuck out there anymore.
I've been waking up
All right,
at 5
guys.
a.m.
So this is
for
1H.
this whole week.
Hey.
All right, let me just cut to the chase. The way I give it to you, how do you write it in long division form? What's going to go out here? X plus 5. And all this. Am I missing anybody?
No.
I got all the exponents of x represented.
X3, the last stand.
All this. And now that you guys know synthetic, you're like, oh man, too damn bad. Synthetic doesn't always work, so you got to know how to do this. So I always think to myself, this first piece times what is this?
It's squared.
X squared.
Square.
Right?
Mm.
X squared. So then, why do you need known colors, Jeff? No, man. All right.
The red and green Christmas.
So just
Too bad.
just really quick, running through why it makes x squared is just because the x cubed needs two
Another couple
x's.
X? Yeah.
To
What
make-
is, and
yeah.
I really, a while back we did an example like this,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and I would say 2 here because 3 times 2 is 6.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And you really, if you really watch your brain, if you do this long division problem, you realize you are sort of focusing on this first to get an idea of what to put there. So I focus on the first part. This times what is this? Right, same idea over there. It needs a couple more. X times x squared is x cubed. So this feels a little repetitive, which is why somebody thought there must be a better way synthetic. But then you go, x squared times x, well, that's freaking x cubed. That was the whole point, right? That's why this piece doesn't show up in synthetic. Who gives a shit about that piece? X squared times 5.
Squared.
Good. And then I
Change
Signs.
sign.
change the signs. Subtract. Just like you would in regular long division. So I know you guys don't 100% believe when I say this is exactly the same steps. I think some of you guys see it as. It just looks worse because there's more parts to this shit, but it's exactly the same steps.
Long division was more step by step. in terms of-
Yeah, yeah. The synthetic skips a few unnecessary steps. I agree with you. So what do I get here?
Negative 8, I think. Square.
Bring down the-
Side.
Good. Bring down the minus 7x.
And
X times what is negative 8x squared?
Negative 8.
Negative
X.
X.
8x. So that, amazingly enough, is what we just said it would be.
How'd you do that?
What's negative 8x times 5?
Negative 40.
Negative 40.
X.
And then I
Add.
change the signs. I like it. Right. You just keep doing that. The numbers get a little big here, but who cares? Right, your teacher, I'm going to check with him. Yes, he's going to let you use a calculator.
Just checking. Minus 12.
X times what is 33x?
33.
That's crazy. 33 times x is 33x. 33 times 5, 165. Then I
Subtract.
change the signs. These cancel like they should. Negative
167.
177. So it's me. How do I write that up here?
Over x plus 5.
Yeah, minus 177 over x plus 5. Exactly the same thing we do with numbers. It's like the remainder term.
You,
You guys try to set up synthetic. If you haven't done that already, what would that look like at least?
yeah, it's a 5. Flip
Penalty
side.
box, I like it.
Oh, multiply shit. Subtract that.
What? You right?
I don't know what you said.
What's up?
No, I don't know what you said. I didn't understand. what
Oh,
you said.
try to set up the synthetic division for this.
Hmm.
What it'll look like synthetic format.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You do it?
Yeah. Right.
No, this one.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah, I like this more than.
yeah, definitely. This is so much more simple.
So
It's
right
straight to the
there,
point.
we were like
and
x
you already know.
times
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
is 33x.
Easier to
X
read.
times 33, 33
And it's nice
times
because he
x,
has those deep bulbs so you
33
can kind of
times five.
see what's going on.
Right.
I like that.
Change the sign.
The test, after I did this, I check it with this one.
Right, yep, yep. Make sure they're both right.
So nice
That's what I
thing
did
is
too.
once you get that
Bounce them off each other.
pattern and you just kind of repeat it for as many terms as you've got. I'm really rooting for you guys. So you guys, I'm sorry. I'm a math teacher. I'm used to depressing people. But come on, you can do this shit. So what's it look like synthetic? Why? Somebody told me there's a penalty box. What goes in the penalty box?
-5.
Good. We switched the sign at the beginning instead of doing it every damn time. Yeah. We're gonna change it at the beginning, and then I put
1.
1,
-3.
-3,
-7.
-7,
-12.
-12. Sure. What gets this thing started?
Multiplied.
Bring this guy down.
Yeah.
Then
-5.
multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. See those numbers coming up?
Mm-hmm.
-3 minus 5.
Oh.
-7 plus 40,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So synthetic just kind of focuses on the parts that are important.
Like that.
So you're right, the synthetic skips steps, but they're the steps that are kind of like, well, yeah, that's why I put that there, it's gonna be that, yeah. So now I have to know how to interpret this. I know we already know what the answer is, but since it started off as a cube, and dividing by an x, basically, this is gonna start off as a square. So it's 1 degree down, because you divide it by basically x something, so you're gonna lose an x. Lose a degree.
Taking X out.
It's,
And then blah, 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 it's the same thing. What's that?
5, oh yeah, 1, -1 times 5.
Yeah, -5 times 1 is -5. Add, multiply. Add, multiply. Add.
Oh, that's where I messed up.
All right. So the first number gets you started, you bring it down, and then you just attack it. Multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply. It's kind of neat because it takes the division problem that involves dividing, subtracting, and makes it into a multiply and add problem, which is much easier. All right.
Question 8 and 6. Because it's
You know, that's fine.
What's that?
just to
Yeah, everything's special on one of these.
Yes.
for you, just
Oh, yeah.
Every day.
So let's look at this one, because that's
I spent 18 years walking.
So there's a problem on there that'll be on the final, obviously, something like this. Graph.
That's Spider-Man. That's my favorite.
Spider-Man's my favorite too.
It's Deadpool.
It's Dave.
What?
It was a
It's got a
Deadpool
Deadpool
villain.
thing.
I'm making fun of Spencer.
Yeah, that's right. No, I like fun with
Deadpool knows he's talking about. So how do I do this? These are not just lines, right? What is this going to involve?
that.
Shading. So I do plot the lines, but then I shade.
Mhm.
one side or the other. So how do I graph this first dude?
-3 x -3 0. Yeah, that's a nice graph right there. Look at that.
So net, -3,
Mm-hmm.
and then I go
Up 4. What's wrong? Are you like a knocking?
in here. Up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep. Over 1.
Over 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's you guys. All right.
Wait, what? I'm confused.
What kind of line is it going to be?
Boy.
Number 1, it's a dotted.
Yeah. If you
Oh,
see
yeah,
a line,
just
make a
like
line. So there's no line, so you make it dotted. I like it.
Gotta remember that shit.
Make that bigger.
Man, this almost
And this is where you could do either see if 0, 0 works, and if it does,
Shade
you
out.
shade that way, because that would be where all the answers are. And if it doesn't, shade the other way. So if you put a 0, 0, is 0 bigger than 0 minus 3? Is 0 bigger than -3? Hell yeah. The way I would do it, greater than, up. All right, I'm done. Yeah.
So you get 4 sets of those where they
You
intersect.
can get, oh dude,
Then you-
20 sets of those. If you really want to go insane. And you can get it 3-dimensionally too. Well, let's not do that. Now plot the other one just on top of that. So when I give you 2 of these, get one of them done all the way, then on top of that, do the other. All right. So what's this y-intercept?
I think you're. I don't know.
Yeah, all right. So 0, 2. No, I thought you said my name and then nobody was looking. And then I go from there where?
Back 1, down 5.
Mm,
Down,
Down 1.
Yeah.
Let's rise over run, so down 1.
Yeah.
5.
And then you run 5.
Over 5.
5 yards. There you go. Nice little pick up. Yeah.
Coolness. And then this is going to be a,
Dot. Straight line. No dots.
So-
it is straight.
so-
Appreciate that. Solid line.
It's all line. Straight solid.
Okay. Yeah,
And
what the hell bitch thing? It was freaking me out. I keep thinking somebody's running by.
What did you eat breakfast this morning? So
So you can understand how it was straight down. And then which way am I going to shade? I mean, can you guys see?
yeah.
Less than, so
Less than,
down.
yeah.
So the more horizontal is, the easier it is to see up and down.
Mm-hmm.
So this is definitely going to be down. So where's the answer?
Everything mixed right
Yeah,
there.
in this big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Anything else you guys
Who's in
want to look at?
2, 4.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let me see if you guys. Now watch this. Let's see if you guys can do this.
Is it a view?
I'm not going to ask this question on the test. So you're like, why the hell are you doing it, Jeff? Because I'm trying to extend an idea that you have to understand anyway.
So this is the question?
No. Can you say in English, if you have a question about what's the domain of this function that they give you, if you can say in English either what the problem is or what must happen, and then write that in Mathish. So in English, what kind of numbers can I put in here? Anything?
Positive numbers?
Doesn't
Oh,
matter.
positive.
Positive. What about 0? What's the square root of 0?
0.
What times itself is 0? 0. So what's the lowest x could be?
0.
0. So that means the inside must be at least
0.
0. So if I say it in English, now how do I write the Mathish? Inside is x. What the hell is at least?
Greater than
Greater than or equal to?
Greater
Yes. 0. Done. Yay. So then I could put other shit, x minus 1, blah, blah, blah. I have to solve it. But the first step is say in English what has to happen. So
So x can, so 0 can be, 0.
you can take the square root of 0.
Sorry, I meant x can only be from 0 to infinity.
Yes.
Okay.
Including 0. I like it.
Infinity and beyond.
So what about So then this is the kind of problem I'm definitely going to ask you about. What's the domain of this guy? What? Now the cars are getting in on things.
I hear that. I can hear that one.
What's this?
It's like you're not going crazy for that reason. I hear them too.
Um,
So in English, what can happen? What can't happen here?
X can't be.
No. Bottom
uh,
can't be 0.
yeah.
All right, now rewrite that in mathish. Bottom,
Can't be.
x plus 2. Can't be. No.
Not
What
equals-
symbol? Please translate for me.
Negative 2.
Yes, not equal to
Yeah.
0.
Yeah.
And that's all. Every domain question. In case you see more functions in your future and they ask you what's the domain, just say in English what either like what must happen or what can't happen. It's one of those two extremes. And then you write what you just said in math and solve. It's almost too nice to believe.
But there was
Yeah.
a negative at the bottom of that.
So you're going to get X.
So, I mean, real quick, just to make sure we understand. There, now it's done, right? And I know most of you guys are able to see this and go straight there. That's beautiful, right?
Also, 0 can be anything from.
No. X can be everything except
Negative.
-2. That's the one thing that freaks this dude out.
Poor guy.
X can be anything
Dang.
from
So what'd you put? The domain is did you have
Oh,
X
dude.
can't be
All
0?
right. Well, if you want
Can't be
to,
zero.
That's fine.
Wait.
here's the official way to write that.
I'm sorry.
Am I gonna make you do that now?
What's with the double
Those
0
two.
then?
Huh?
Oh, infinity. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Your infinity.
It's a double 0 and beyond. That's an 8 that just had to take it. Is that right? I mean, so the only domain question you ask on this, but the idea we use there is extendable to any domain question of a function. It's kind of crazy.
So this answer for this equation, but if we have just x in the bottom,
Oh yeah, it's the same thing.
just
So again, if it was just x on the bottom,
yeah,
bottom can't be
0.
0. Done.
But how to write it like this?
Put a 0
Negative.
there. Right? So look at this. And again, I'm not going to make you write this, but I always see this piece as meaning skip. Negative infinity to infinity, skip negative 2.
Yeah,
Because it
it's
stops at negative 2 and then it starts back over negative. So you effectively skipped negative 2. Isn't that what this is saying? Use anything you want to except don't use on negative 2. So that's skip negative 2.
So you always write with infinity signs.
You can stop right there.
Okay, I was gonna
Right
say.
there.
Because that's what you.
Right there.
Mm.
If you want to,
No
right
need
there.
to write.
No,
Either one would be right.
but I was gonna
Huh?
say.
Either one of those.
Either one of them say the same thing.